Good morning from North Dakota.
How's the snow?
Oh, I'm happy I have my 3 pane windows and it's not too bad. Fresh powder.
Nice.
Dude, I
Good.
didn't go I didn't go skiing or snowboarding one time this year.
Um,
This is truly a shame.
yeah, it's I don't think I went once. I went once, but it was with the kids and which really just meant that it was a lot more work than anything. But I got like two like adult runs in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah. I saw this thing post yesterday that said um the concept of work life balance isn't for visionaries and like something along the line of like heavy hitter entrepreneurs. And
no such thing.
I'm like, maybe. Gary Vee's like, I probably should have taken some more time, but I'm like, oh well, now you have a massive wine business.
Yeah, I mean, like, sure, I'll have work-life balance, after we exit for 100 million.
Yeah, yeah, right.
After that happens, I'll probably take a couple of years off and then come back and just do this. And then I'll
Yeah.
be very balanced.
Oh man. All right. So pretty good. We had a pretty good powwow this morning, guys. Sorry for the later start than usual, but we were having such a good team meeting, talking about a handful of other dynamics, and it ran late. But we talked about actually just recording those and chopping those up as podcasts because I think a lot of people are interested in learning a little bit more about kind of some of the behind the scenes and some of the thought process and discussion. And so I think we're going to start. I think we're going to start adding more of that in. We've done 10 podcasts now. We've got another 8 lined up in the pipeline to record and video. And, we've been stacking all of this content. So our social medias while we're doing this daily, they're going to start to really kind of like blow up, with the intention, so as we, grow our brand and attract new stakeholders and investors and business partners and people that we can work with, the goal is to use this social media platform as a tool. So we've been doing so much building to kind of get ready for a launch, and we're always continually refining and adapting, and adapt or die. That's what I like to say. So I think we'll start recording these and bringing you guys in on some of the behind the scenes conversation, and that's my excuse for why we're late today.
That's a good excuse. Meanwhile, I'm just checking out my backwards hat in the camera.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I like it.
Do you guys think that Harrison looks better at his job with it forwards or backwards? Let us know in the comments below. Yesterday, some kid told me to meow loud in the chat. No. Oh man. I got my coffee. I'm ready.
All right. Can you see my MLS?
MLS is up.
All right. What are we looking for today?
I kind of want to look at multis. I'm in the multifamily mindset. I'm in a multifamily mood. Ooh, that's a shirt.
Multifamily mindset. Maybe that's the community name.
Hold on. Someone's already got to own that. There's no way. Yep, the multifamilymindset.com. With 1,100 Google reviews.
Damn.
Yep. Biggest regret. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm putting that out. They don't have great. Someone's not loving it on Bigger Pockets. All right, let's see. Multifamily mood. Is that a thing? Well, there's inside of medicine and therapy. That's a completely different thing. So maybe you trigger people if you wear this shirt and they're like, no, I'm talking about retail therapy.
We need a catchy community name. Maybe I'll chat GPT that next.
Okay. Yeah, I think having a Facebook, like a like a Patreon group. We got to explore Twitch and all these other things where all the kids are on. You know, you might as well hit that too. And I think a community is a good idea because as you know, you can, as we get people in the ecosystem and beyond just like email where they can communicate with each other, swap deals. I mean, you know, that's what Bigger Pockets did.
Yep.
And now he's selling coaching. Does everybody just do this business and then they're like, it sucks, we're gonna sell coaching now? is that what everybody does?
You know, you get on my fucking nerves.
Language. This is a PG-13
Oh,
show.
wow.
You get
Sorry.
one bomb per PG-13
right.
movie. You used it.
Back to your question. I think to a degree, yes. You know, I think number one, you should only start a coaching platform if you've had like a real success. And I don't just mean one successful deal. You know, there's a ton of like, you know, coaches, gurus out there. I think they can be certainly helpful. I think a lot of them are way overpriced, even though people tend to pay them. Usually like 15 to like 30 grand.
Some of them.
Yeah, and they could be more. They can certainly be more, or they have like all these add-ons to like keep you paying more. And the sad part is that like, you know, the coaching is like it's a lot of times it's very basic, and you're really just paying for the network. I mean, and that's not necessarily worth it, but I think that as far as like people getting into that, I think people see that the business is really hard, and that if they're going to be doing this business, they're like, well, I might as well write everything down that I'm doing and create because real estate development of any type is inherently very financially risky. And they're like, I need to create an, you know, this sort of that's very immediately adjacent thing. That's just me writing down and systemizing everything that I'm doing, and then sell that totally risk free. Like the only thing stopping me from doing it is just not wanting to do it. It's, I imagine, what people tell themselves. So that's what I think it is.
Yeah,
you know,
some of them are so
they just suck at the business, and they're like, oh, maybe I'll just teach. Like those who can do, those who can't teach.
Those who can't teach Jim.
You know, I don't think. Hopefully, it's not that. Hopefully,
guys, to all my physical ed teachers out there, that's a joke. It's from a movie. It's not how I feel. I can't do as many pull-ups as I should be able to. You can make fun of me later.
But anyway, you know, I think, I think it's somewhere along those lines. Like,
you know, we're gonna have our real estate coaches on the pod.
That's right.
Yeah, guys. Honestly, coaching and education is a phenomenal investment in your business and time. A little bit of joking, a little bit of seriousness, but higher education is always. I want a mentor. I want a new mentor. I'm looking for the next level up. It's something that should never really change. You should always be looking for someone above and beyond.
Chris Rude, who's another real estate guy, like in Louisiana, it's kind of like a fun personality guy. I think he was in Fortune Builders. I think that's like how like I sort of like got, you know, internet connected to him, and then I had him speak at a mastermind that I'm a local part of locally here, and just as like a fun guest speaker. But anyway, he has a really good phrase. He's like, I don't need friends, I need allies. And you get allies by like, you know, a lot of times like paying to put yourself in an organization or a group, like whether that be a country club or a mastermind group, or paying for another sort of coaching service that gives you, you know, an in to their group of 10,000 people. You know, and these things can add up to like hundreds of thousands of dollars if you do a lot of them. But if you are leveraging the access to these people, then it's likely going to have a much larger impact on your business than what it's costing you.
Totally. I think that's probably the biggest like failure when it comes to higher education, like colleges in general, is that we're not telling our youths to like substantially network inside of their new network in college. Like if you go and you join a group on campus or a fraternity or a sorority, like you should be networking with all of your friends' parents. Like you should be finding out what they do and if they can help drive your dream, your vision forward, whether it's like an inch or a mile, because you're spending all this money and like, in between partying and, shot trains, like after you're sober, like talk to all your parents' friends, network. That's like, I think that's probably the biggest failure is like we're not telling kids to leverage this. They're already paying to play and they're not paying. They're just like sitting
Sure.
on the sidelines.
For sure. They're telling you to go there and get an education. It's like you're not going to learn anything that great there. You're going to learn way more after college when it's actually a little bit more fun to learn.
Right. Totally. I'm honestly more into like the thought of going back to school in my 30s, and like I've hated school for most of my life. Actually all of my life through college. I just despised it. And now I'm like, that'd be cool. Okay. So we're in a multi
We're going to do find that flip.
I guess. We're gonna do that way. Look at a house.
All right, let's look at. All right, we're at multifamily. Yeah, multifamily mindset. We talked about networking. That's all we got there. So, multifamily. What maybe like TLC or something?
Sure.
10 results. Oh, here's another Pittsfield. We already saw this one. It's been on for 100 days.
I wonder why I want to talk to some people out in Pittsfield and be like, hey, what's going on? Why aren't these moving? Or is it really just like the bank is that slow? You know what I mean?
Yeah, good question.
Because Brockton used to be kind of like that.
Yeah.
But why?
Good question. I don't know if this one's pretty beat up. Westport. Oh, Westport is like way South Shore.
Oh, really?
I think it's like a pretty good town if I'm remembering it correctly.
Well, it's near water.
Yeah. This is a pretty good town. I mean, it's outside of Fall River, which is fine, but like it's yeah, because I've been to Westport Beach, Horseneck Beach. Nice beach.
Showing off those tattoos. Your Speedo.
I wasn't showing off the tattoos of my Speedo.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
All right, you want to do this one? This is a good little town.
Okay.
Yeah, like this would be like a nice, you're probably going to get a decent renter here. And this is how we're looking at this, right? As a rental.
I think so. I mean, I'm happy to look at it as a flip too.
300,000. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's probably not a lot of multifamilies out there. So you can maybe flipping it to
or condos.
Investor. There might be a condo market there. I'm not sure. You're most likely selling it to either an owner occupant or a like someone who's going to buy turnkey.
Yeah.
All right. So we got some straight up problems. They're telling us beam, sills, and joists need to be looked at.
Ooh.
Water standing in basement.
Ooh.
Hot water tank on first floor not connected. Septic fail. Tenant is on second floor. Okay. Well, let's assume we need to get this tenant out.
Guys, sometimes you have to ask yourself, it's like, if it's that, you got, oh yeah, never mind. I'm going to put my thoughts in a bag.
Yeah. All right. So this is the first floor, it seems.
Good wide photos.
Yeah. This is probably not as bad as they kind of made it seem there.
You know, my only concern is with, you know, that body of water relatively close. What does that mean for the septic?
Where did you see body of water?
When you were on the Google Maps thing, there was a
Oh.
little body of water near it.
Where is? Oh yeah. I'm going slow here.
Come on, Harrison.
It's not me. It's this fucking stream.
Okay, it's an R-rated stream now. We're officially past threshold, which means we have X percentage of less viewership opportunity now. What's up, Bradley Vlogs 2?
All right. So yeah, I mean that's. Is there not? Is it septic only here? Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, that just gives some flashbacks.
Yeah. There's got to be a way. I mean,
What if we're living in the flashback?
there's always a way. So what? No photos of the basement? Okay.
Oh no, we get part of the water on the property.
Well, you know, it looks like you could just put it over here.
Maybe so. So one time, guys, I cut the grass next to a you know a special ecosystem that was preserved
It's
you know
just
by the wetlands people, and it was grass. It
it
looked
was
like regular grass. You guys would not be able to tell that this was special, unique grass, but it was. And someone drove by and they said, "Oh, it looks like you cut the grass." I said, "Yes, sir, I sure did. Doesn't it look good?" They said, "Ooh, here's a deed restriction for messing up the wetlands. We'll see you for the next 8 months to clear that."
Yeah, that was
Let's
fun.
try and sell it.
I remember driving an hour and a half on like a couple of like Wednesday nights to go to this like you know, local small town environmental hearing to try to get this septic approved, and also they're getting the restriction lifted from the grass cutting. We had to put up like a fence, but it wasn't even a fence. It was just like it was like a construction barrier. You know, like you just put those little tiny little stakes in the ground and then you string like the orange netting. It was like so ghetto looking. And it was like through the middle of the backyard, but that was where the line was. And it looked so dumb.
Brutal.
But that's what we had to put up to get this lifted. All right. So we've got two bed, 1 bath units. Main beam and sills need to be looked. Floor joists appear to be soft. Standing water in basement. Electric exposed in basement.
All that water coming in.
Yeah, well, that you can fix that with some basement waterproofing. It's probably not as bad, you know, as they're making it seem.
Remember, our property was like downward of a creek, and we literally had consistent water penetration. I'm talking consistent water penetration. We had a
There's a
little,
stream running through the middle of the basement.
yeah.
It was insane.
So a real waterproofing company was able to fix that. Basically, what you do is like, it's like a boat, guys. There's no boats that don't take on water. The difference is, do you have a good pump to pump it out? And that's what you do with your house. You know, you put up barriers and so to keep it, you know, outside from mold and mildew purposes. And then you have these little trenches, right, where the water goes in, and then they get shoveled to a pump, and then the pump shoots it back out, and it's just like a boat.
That's right. No, it worked amazing.
It did. It was actually, they were Busy Dog Basement Solutions. Shout out.
All right. So now a lot of multifamily. And this town's pretty spread apart. Let's go 2 miles. Yeah, so not many multifamily, which I suspected. So 3-bed, 1-bath, 3-bed, 2-bath. It's under agreement, but it was listed at 640.
Whoa, how much is ours?
300.
Hey.
Yeah. I knew it was a nice town. I had a feeling it was like, also it's just a single family with ADU. Updated duplex. Let's check this guy out. This might be our best comp. And I'm going to assume it's probably under agreement for somewhere close to list price.
Cute kitchen.
Yeah.
Dude, bring back the colors, baby. Let's go.
It's coming back.
It's coming back. Days are over of boring, bland, gray, and beige. I want turquoise, yellow, and green, and mint.
We still paint our apartments beige.
They get repainted anyway.
Yeah. No. One time I was like not really happy with the colors, and we had been rolling with the white, black, and the tan for a while with like a flooring, and it was just like the least expensive LVP flooring we could get. And I was like, oh, could the wall color and the floor color go together a little bit better? And they like our guys looked at me and they were like, no one cares. I'm like, all right, fair. Let's just keep doing it.
And then a bottle hits you in the head.
Like I'll stop thinking about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone walks in our apartments and they go, this is so nice. I'm like,
Right.
yes, it's
Right.
beautiful, isn't it?
I chose these floors personally.
Oh God. All right. So this kind of looks like a single family with an ADU, but this is the best we can get, I think, on a multi.
Bro, we're buying this house.
649. And yeah, this is it's a 3-bed, 1-bath, a 2-bed, 1-bath. It's probably days to offer 5. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely went for a minimum of 650. I would say this one here we're looking at is probably, it's not. I'd be interested to see like how you get up. Like, is this the only access to the second floor? And this the access to the first floor?
In Canada, oh, Denny, a call. In Canada, they have lots of access to the second floor levels only through like outside staircases, which I think is really weird considering it snows and is icy so much. It's like from a slip and fall perspective.
Yeah.
Why not put the staircase inside?
Yeah. I'm going to guess that this is the only access to the second floor. It's just like, it's my gut. I just don't see there being an interior staircase with what I'm seeing here in this layout. I don't see this anywhere. So, all right. I mean, at least 600 on an ARV here, at least it seems,
It comes with water access for your kayak.
That's what's the neighborhood look like? Let me check out the neighborhood.
It's like a nice track home. I mean, it looks awesome.
Like, I'm wondering if there's any other similar. Yeah, no, it's like a single family neighborhood.
Yeah, amazing.
It's a beautiful. Yeah, Westport's a really nice town.
All right, we're putting an offer on this one too.
So what are we thinking here for a budget? I mean, septic is probably 50 grand.
Yep. Waterproofing the boat's probably another 10 to 15.
The basement?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's if the basement is pretty good, it's actually not that bad. I mean, like I would say like 7,500 at most. It can usually not be if the basement is easily accessible. It's actually not that expensive. You've got let's say some structural work in the basement, another 5,000. And then we have sort of your standard. I don't think you really need to do anything with the layouts, but you just have like your finish work of your kitchens, baths, you know. There's probably looking at, all right, let's say $20,000 for 2 kitchens. Let's say $15,000 for 2 baths. This paint. You got flooring, so another 12,500 for flooring. You've got cleaning and landscaping. Let's call it another 7,500. You've got, you could probably get away without doing windows. My guess is this house is not that old. Could be wrong. What year did I say it was built?
I wasn't paying attention.
1975.
Nice.
When
When did they stop the lead paint? Is that 1974 or 76?
78.
78. Ooh, quiz
Yeah.
time failed.
So maybe you have to replace a couple windows, but you're not doing like doors and trim and windows and all this stuff throughout. Like,
I mean,
I'm throwing another 10,000 for miscellaneous. You're probably looking at about 130,000 in renovations.
okay.
I think that's probably a decent number. I mean, a third of that is the septic.
I mean, if you're literally buying it at its offer price, that's the spread's there.
Even if you're all into it for 450.
Yeah, the spread's there.
Which I think 150 grand. I mean, we spent 150-ish on, what was it called? Wyman Street, right?
I mean, that was a full gut. This one has sill replacement. We need to jack it up and do the sills.
Yeah, I added some money in for that.
Okay. Yeah, we did. We did.
It's not even that hard, to be honest.
We had a bigger. Don't tell them that. We had a bigger. We had a bigger scope of work on Wyman Street.
Yeah, I mean, it needed a full gut. This does not need a full gut at all.
Right.
This is like cosmetic inside.
Hey, do me a favor. Just see what condos are like.
All right, let's see. Let's go. Let's make a bigger radius, 3 miles. See what kind of condos we can find. All right, we found 16 condos. It probably stretches into Fall River. Yep, it does. So no Fall River condos. Westport condo, 2-bed, 1-bath, 800 square feet, 335. This is probably the number, assuming this is.
Townhome. Townhomes are always the way, dude. Like side by side.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can comp it, but you really can't comp it. If ours are stacked on top and theirs are side by side, it's a different product.
Yeah, it is.
Who wouldn't want to live their neighbor on the side instead of the neighbor on top of them?
Exactly. Fall River.
You can hear all your shenanigans up there.
Yeah, no, there's no condos one on top of the other.
Gosh, we used to live in Brighton in this 3-family. This was pre-Harrison days, and our landlord would be like, "Yeah, heard you guys last night." He lived on the first floor. He was a bro, though. He was a bro. He'd be like, "I heard you guys at 3 a.m." Like, well, what did you expect running into a bunch of 24-year-old knuckleheads?
Even if your ARV on this is 600, your I go back to 2 miles. You're still, this number's still not bad.
No. Let's write an offer.
Sure.
I like this one. I really do.
We get Annalina's guys to help us. It's not that far from them.
Right.
All right, love it.
All right. Bada
Fem-
boom, bada bing.
Dib.
Guys,
Called it.
dibs. Dibs. It's documented on the internet. Oh my gosh, we're ridiculous. Okay, I think this is a great episode. Find that flip, guys. There are deals out there on the MLS. If you're interested and you want to look at any of these, we are licensed real estate professionals. Also, if you're interested in just passively investing, we've got a real estate fund. You got to be accredited to participate, but you can double your money in 4 to 6 years through ownership of investment opportunities like this, and be diversified across the portfolio. So you can check out the website www.wollastonrei.com, wollastonrei.com, to learn more. Everybody, peace, love. We will see you mañana on Wednesday, April 2nd. Today is April 1st. Signing out.